Hey guys, I have 5 mindset shifts for you that are going to totally transform your life. They're going to help improve your relationships with people, make you more successful, and see the world in a more positive light. The first thing you can do is assume good intent. Have you ever noticed that when you go to a car dealership and you look at, say, a Tesla, okay? All of a sudden afterwards, you start seeing Teslas everywhere on the road, right? It's because you now know to look for it. So if you start searching for someone's good intent, it's gonna be a lot easier to find it. I'll give you a few examples. Someone cuts you off on the highway and you're justifiably annoyed. But think about the times when you've probably done that. Maybe you were rushing to the hospital because someone was having an emergency. Wouldn't you want someone to give you grace in that situation and not just think that you're a jerk? Because I would. It takes almost no effort on my part to just assume that something is going on with that person that justified that action, and I'm just not gonna judge them for it. Or maybe your significant other took an hour longer to get home than you expected, and then you find out they stopped at the store, but they didn't call you and you needed stuff from the store. So you're, again, irritated. But what if while they were at the store, they were just trying to get something super fast because they knew that you were gonna be stressed by them arriving home later? Good intent. Or maybe your girlfriend is making you run late to dinner with your family, again, because she's taking forever to get ready. And you're thinking to yourself, like, she doesn't need to dress up. Like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal if her makeup's not perfect? But what if she felt judged one time when she didn't do that? Or she just wants to make you proud by putting her best foot forward. It doesn't mean that you don't ever need to address issues with a person, especially when they're close to you. Like, don't address the guy on the highway that cut you off. Like, that's a good way to get into an altercation that you just don't need in your life. But if you need to discuss something that is a problem with your significant other or a friend, coming to the table with that good intent is going to help keep that situation from escalating to a more argumentative place. Because then you can approach the table with, I know that this wasn't your intent, but this was still the impact. And that goes a long way with having them see your perspective. It's going to reduce the likelihood of that person becoming extremely defensive and feeling attacked. So the second mindset shift is to start where you are. Very few people are amazing at something right off the bat. Like, yes, it might happen, but at the same time, by the time you see someone be an overnight success, they've probably been working at it for so much longer than you think. When I started YouTube, I naturally looked at some of my favorite creators and thought, like, some of them grew so quickly. But when I really dug into it, some of them had been at it for like 6 to 9 years. Their niche had changed multiple times, their style had changed multiple times, and I was only seeing their current era. I have no idea what their growth really looked like at the beginning, and honestly, it doesn't even matter. We all have a different starting place, different raw skills, different responsibilities at home, different definitions of success, different time that we can devote to learning something. Seeking examples of success isn't inherently bad, but tearing down your own success because it doesn't look identical to someone else's is not propelling you forward, it's holding you back. If you haven't started the thing that you're dreaming about, the best thing you can do is just start. For me, a little over a year ago, it was sitting down to film my first YouTube video. And trust me, it was not perfect, but I did it. I'm always learning things. I'm getting better at scripting. I'm getting better at filming. I'm getting better at editing. And all of those things are eventually going to lead to something better, whether it's on YouTube or something else. And also, while my starting point is gonna look different from someone else's, my end point totally is too. You never know where things are going to lead you, but if you put yourself in positions where you can learn and grow, good things come to you. So the point is, just start. No matter where you're starting from, just start whatever it is that you're interested in. Third mindset shift is progress over perfection. You are never gonna be perfect at something. Like, think about all of the incredible gymnasts that have graced this earth, and there is one that got a perfect 10. One. And I get that they've changed the system now, but still, there were a lot of incredible gymnasts before they changed the system. Those elite gymnasts practiced 40 plus hours a week and they didn't achieve perfection. Someone still gets bronze, silver, and gold, and all of them are still considered successful. Perfection matters less than progress. Whether it's being able to lift heavier weights this week at the gym than you could last week, or having a video that you post get more views, or getting recognized for your presentation skills at work getting better. All of those little changes matter, and they build up your confidence and they make you more successful. The people that notice perfection are the ones that aren't looking at you until you're perfect. That's the only time they care. And so should their opinion even really matter to you? I'd argue no. The people that do care about you are gonna see that growth day over day, and they're the ones cheering you on. They're the ones that matter. And that includes yourself. Fourth mindset shift is it's okay to take a different path. So you know how everyone says to get a jump on your day and work out first thing in the morning? I hate it. I am not a morning person. Hypothetical Nikki is, real life Nikki is not. I would so much rather do an intense workout at 9 or 10 p.m. than get up an hour earlier to go to the gym and work out. It's just not my jam. I've found that if I'm fighting who I am naturally, I'm not gonna see success. I'm just gonna make myself miserable. Someone else's formula is not gonna work the same for you as it does for them. And that's because you're different people with different circumstances. In business, there are C-suite level people that came from high pressure, intense jobs like consulting or finance. But there are also people that worked their way up from a frontline field job. It may have taken them different amounts of time to get to that point, but they still get there. Their path is just different. Others may have taken years off to raise their kids. Taking a different path may change the timeline that you achieve something, but typically it's not going to totally shut a door. It's just going to lead to a different hallway. And my fifth mindset shift is to embrace your strengths. It's really natural to focus on improving your weaknesses because you see a huge opportunity for improvement. But if something is a true weakness, and I'm talking about if you got a school grade, you'd have a D. It's really hard to get yourself from a D level to an A level. But getting yourself from a B level to an A level, very doable with some practice. Part of the problem with weaknesses is that we're so put off by the process of improving ourselves to get better that it's not an enjoyable process. Our strengths are different. Think about things that you're not only naturally good at, but things that give you energy when you do them. You genuinely enjoy trying to improve them, and so getting from a B- to again an A or an A+ is an enjoyable process. So you already have a head start on someone that is not as good naturally, and especially if you enjoy it, it's going to be a lot easier to put in the time and energy to get to a point where you're really great at it, and that's going to be something that's a true strength. Let me know in the comments which of these mindset shifts resonate the most with you, and I will see you in my next video.